like mid
We'll
rants.
figure out, make sure this is all working.
The question is, Reed, do you have your intro all planned out so Jeff can be like, Jesus Christ, that took forever?
It's I'm just gonna have us all
way to step on that one.
Since we just started and we're in the middle of talking, let's go over just our names and who we are.
What, like getting to know you, like on the first day of school?
No.
Hi, my name's Ryan.
I didn't know this was going to be like the AA meeting of podcasts.
God damn.
Oh, I've never been to an AA meeting.
Hold on,
AA's for
Kirsten, what are you
quitters.
watching?
Motherfuckers. Okay.
AA's for quitters.
Which
Wow,
one?
that actually just worked out because the cops just stopped all the traffic and I just barely made it through.
Nice.
Oh,
I
that
thought you were
sucks.
watching Crazy Rich Asians, and I was like, I might want to watch that.
Ooh. I think that's what
But you can watch that.
was detained.
Ace, your shit sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
it
sucks?
does.
Your
Your
connection.
face
Voice
sucks.
quality.
I mean, I know that. I work with it.
It's not that bad.
So.
Are we recording?
Yeah, it started. Don't worry.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah!
He said
Wait,
it
what?
like 9 times,
Yeah, I
like
said it.
5 minutes
I said
ago.
it started
So,
a little
yeah.
ago.
hold on. So, Jeff, tell the story of McDonald's with the first podcast. That's kind of what the pizza's like. I'm always bringing food over around the podcast.
You broke up a little bit there in the beginning, Big Shot. Try again.
Oh. The McDonald's. Remember when I brought McDonald's to Pods of Our Lives?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, you tell the
Okay, so the very
story.
first episode of Pods of Our Lives, like, we didn't know where to record it, so we, like, walked around the apartment, like, talking loudly to see which rooms echoed, which ones didn't, which rooms had enough seating. We decided that we should do it in my room because, like, you know, there was, like, a bed, so that absorbed a lot of sound. There was stuff on the walls, so it just seemed, and there's enough places to sit that it seemed like a good idea. And I used the
Or
best
lay in,
rooms.
you know. It's where he used to cuddle with
Yeah.
Nathan.
Yeah,
Just saying.
just that one time. Anyway, Ace Guy comes over.
They were cuddling.
much like- This is probably the longest tradition as a podcast I have, is Ace fucking up with food. So Ace Guy shows up with a bag of McDonald's fucking chicken nuggets, sits down in my room, and is like, "What are we
What's
starting?"
up, guys?
So he got scolded and he got sent to the kitchen, and he was asked to return when he finished shoving his face with food.
So that's he's
So
gonna
it
be doing
was
the
like
exact same thing.
The chicken nuggets of shame. It was like
So
the
right
chicken
now, he's
nuggets of
just-
shame.
He's just driving around with a fucking pizza, so he's classic Ace Guy.
Classic. Ace Guy.
Well, I mean, I feel like at one point he plans on getting home with this and will continue the lip smacking tradition.
We'll see.
4 minutes away, guys. I'm 4 minutes away from a place. It should be interesting. The girlfriend's hungry and tired. May be able to keep going. I'll probably eat a little bit while we do this.
Does she
Maybe I'll
know
figure out
that
the
you're
mute
recording a
button.
podcast? Or does she be like, hey, honey, what are you doing?
She absolutely does not know. It's kind of like a unique surprise.
You're just gonna send her the sound clip and just be like, hey, there you go. That's what I do when I drive.
Here, just accept this invite. You can listen while we talk. Let me know if you think it's funny or not.
Plus, if you hit somebody in a crosswalk, this could be used as evidence.
It's true.
Jesus.
I mean, wouldn't be the first time. Wait, what?
Hey, Ace, did you order a side of buttons inside of an Altoid can?
I thought I was the only one hearing that.
What do you hear?
I
Wait,
hear
is
you
it-
eating buttons out of an Altoid can. Yeah.
Is it this?
Yeah, that's it.
That's my keys. It's just
Why
a
the
jingle
fuck do you
jangle.
have so many keys?
I've got
How
like
much
3.
shit you don't own anything worth locking up.
Okay, so my one
Barely your Jeep.
my one friend
It's the
that
key
is
to my heart, Jeff, that I let you borrow.
okay.
You took that
We
lock
need-
all
we
the way
need-
to Washington.
Jeff, you said we needed a straight man. I'm being the straight man right now, all right? We need to take
What?
it back, and we need to start over, because my one friend that is listening has no idea what's going on, because it's just a conversation out of context. So,
Well, that's the
God
podcast, so
damn it,
you
Reed.
buckle in.
buckle in.
Buckle in. We have a full 3 hours.
Podcast is out. We should just call the podcast out of context. You just
Well,
tune
hey.
in, You have
Reed's
absolutely
buddy.
no idea what's going on.
No, the podcast should be called "Let's All Yell Over Each Other." And hey, Reed's buddy, you'll figure it out by episode 50. You'll put the pieces together. This is like a jigsaw. And I just handed you a handful of random pieces.
And they're all same colored.
More pieces are coming.
Okay, so this is
Exactly.
the Iron Wolf Pack podcast. We're here. I've got Jeff, Ryan, Ace, and myself, Reed. Ace and
And
Jeff.
I'm an Aries, and I like long walks on beaches.
God damn it.
I'm an Aries too.
Are
Aries
you guys
for
actually?
life.
Because I am as well. Are we just joking about this, or?
Aries
I was
easies for
Pisces.
life.
Okay.
Reed,
anyways.
I never joke about astrology.
Three Aries and a Pisces. But I've been.
God.
But here's the thing, guys. I've been actually thinking about changing my sign.
Yeah?
Heard you can do that.
So what
would you be?
You
can
can
have-
just change it.
I don't know, like, be the lion. That seems like it'd be pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure that's birth years, not birth months, Ace. Year of the monkey.
Oh.
Year of the
That's
lion.
That's the Chinese.
No, isn't it
I
like
thought-
Leo?
Yeah,
It is
lion?
Leo, but
Leo the
Oh.
lion.
Oh.
Yeah. See, you know nothing, Ryan.
Except for he never
God.
jokes about astrology. That's all he knows.
never jokes about
That's
astrology.
right.
Mostly
So-
because I don't know anything, so I never joke about it.
So Jeff
Yeah.
and
All right.
Ace, you guys have been friends for how long?
Too long.
Yeah. What year is it?
We're technically
Um,
common law married.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty
right.
much.
Okay.
9 years, 10 years, something like
Also, is
that.
Kelsey
Yeah,
just in the channel? She's not actually going to talk.
No, she's listening to us.
She chimed in once.
She's actually purchasing her Ace Guy T-shirts right now.
Also,
Yeah, that's
I just
right.
saw
I'm
her make
saying,
the order.
She's
I
on
want to know.
AskGuy.com.
Oh, that's a very different website than you need to put it at askguy.net. Askguy.com is interesting.
Fair
You know
enough.
what? I do .org. I consider myself an organization for all the Ask Guy wannabes out there. I mean, Ace Guy wannabes out there.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
All right,
Yeah,
what's the
I
next
lead,
topic of conversation?
self-
We got anything?
yeah, what are our talking points today?
Well, there was Aces. So did everybody enjoy it?
Of
Kinda
course.
liked it.
Yay.
I could stand to hear a little bit more key jingling, to be honest.
I mean, give me a
Yeah, Ace,
second.
do
I'm
a-
getting ready to go in the house. So
Do a solo on those keys, man. Play those notes.
Again,
Oh,
electric
wait, no.
triangle.
Ryan, did you get us any of those wonderful Reddit stories to talk about?
Oh, God, yes, I do. Do you want to hear them, or you just want to ask me what?
Well, that was trying to lead into our first.
Oh,
group
no,
of
I got
talking
you. I just
points.
wanted to make it awkward for you. So,
You're the hostess with the most.
r-ask Reddit brings up a wonderful point. What is something about bathroom etiquette the opposite sex doesn't know about? Jeff?
You want me to go first?
Well, I mean, you said you had a really good
So I
example.
interpreted the question as what's something about bathrooms that the opposite sex doesn't know about. So my
Well,
answer
that's
kind of fits. But
kind of the same thing.
basically, what women don't know about male bathrooms is that everything is fucking soaking wet. It's like someone was just in there with a slip and slide moments before you entered.
Yeah.
wait, are
Yeah.
you saying that a men's bathroom? What kind of men's bathrooms have you been in that they've
So
been like
from-
a slip and slide?
From gas stations to the Hiltons, they're all fucking sopping.
Mm-hmm.
I think you maybe need to aim better into the toilet. I mean, that's
I
just
didn't say that
that's
I'm the
just
one
my-
who was the culprit, you son of a bitch.
3 or 4 different streams just going off in different directions.
Like I told the
I feel
janitor,
like-
it was like that when I found it.
Me, myself, and Irene just spraying everywhere.
How many times have I told you no more free willy in that shit?
It's more of a helicopter at this point.
Oh, I
See,
see. Kind of doing like
This
a water
question would make
park?
a little bit more sense if we had Kelsey be able to chime in to see if she knew that or not.
That's
fair.
true.
Kelsey,
We
chime
did-
in real quick. Did you know that male bathrooms are fucking soaked?
And mostly pee.
Yeah,
And for
mostly.
some strange reason, soapy water.
I only knew that because Jeff told me that a while ago, like a year
There
ago.
you go. I've been preaching the gospel.
I feel like from now on, I'm going to take my galoshes every time I go into a men's bathroom.
I would
If
bring
you-
something.
If you haven't already, I'd be very concerned everything you're wearing.
I'm going to start
you know,
entering
now I'm starting to wonder.
bathrooms in one of those suits like I'm in Chernobyl.
Well, one of the things that I love talking about is that little piece of poop on the side of the toilet bowl. You just use your, you just piss, you pee on it, and it clears it away. It's all good.
Now, what you said just now is disgusting, and I don't want to participate in this part of the conversation, but I will say this. When you hit it with your pee, it never leaves.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to participate, but here's my input. Okay, cool,
Isn't
Jeff.
that
Thanks.
weird? What sort of weird epoxy are people eating?
Well, obviously the
I
shit
think you might need to
epoxy.
eat some more fiber, or
More or
you might
less,
need to eat some
one
more
or the other.
fiber.
It's got to be one of the
Yeah,
extremes.
I don't think it's supposed to stick to the side of the toilet like that.
I don't know
Or
how
either
it
that, or
happened.
you've just got like a weak stream. You may need to
It's
give
like
it a little extra push.
It's like a fucking Yeti blew that thing up.
Male kegels, go for it.
That's male.
Male kegels.
But there's
Breathe
also
in through the butthole and out through the butthole.
there's also the urinal aiming. There's always one spot or two spots that you have to
here's
hit.
another thing that's
So
gross
just
that
everywhere.
women folk might not know about. You know, like there's actual like troughs, like a trough that just a bunch of dudes just stand at a trough. That's a real fucking
they put
thing.
ice in
And
it too.
every now and then you bump into one out there in nature, and it's real strange.
Like,
Real strange.
Yeah,
I know a lot of like big like stadiums
it's
and
kind of
stuff
like the
have
stock
it.
show.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's baseball stadiums usually.
yeah.
Can
The
I
Paramount
tell you
Theater
how many
here in
troughs there
Denver
are at
has it.
AT&T Park?
You stand there just like all sort of awkwardly trying to space yourself out so that you don't just like stare at each other's junk.
And then you just see the different colors coming down the trough. It's horrific.
down
You
the
know
trough.
who's dehydrated, who isn't, who's.
Surprisingly, not you.
It's gross.
Who's
I don't
not
want
eating
any
their
part of that.
asparagus?
The worst case I had of that was I went to a music festival in Napa, Bottle Rock, and it wasn't just a trough. It was like portable troughs that they would pick up and put down for you in different areas for the men, but it was like portable trough urinals. So
Gross.
yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was plastic, so you could hear everyone, and oh god, the smell was just terrible.
You know what? You know how women are striving for equality in Hollywood so that they can be taken seriously and not get abused and all that kind of stuff? We need to strive for equality in the bathroom.
Oh no! We actually have it better.
No, we don't.
I cannot tell you how many times I've walked into a woman's bathroom. It's disgusting.
No, please do tell all of the times.
Yeah,
you've
no,
walked
do
into the
tell us
women's
all the
bathroom.
times.
So has no one here worked in any sort of fast food or restaurant service?
No.
Okay,
You worked at a
one that there's, like,
Starbucks, though.
one
People do
single
just hard
bathroom.
drugs in there.
Yeah, that's fun. At restaurants and at Starbucks, there are women's bathrooms. There are men's bathrooms. Women's bath. It's this mentality that the lady before them was disgusting, so they're gonna be disgusting. They're not gonna fully sit down. They're gonna squat it out, and they're just gonna let. And so you walk into a women's bathroom to like pick up the toilet paper because there's just a shit ton of small little scraps of it everywhere, and the toilet is either covered in piss, covered in poop, or a good amount of both. Actually, it is horrific.
Well, I mean, we don't have anybody on the other team to weigh in, so I guess I'll have to take your word as truth.
I mean, I always kind of imagine the other team's bathrooms to be, nice and pleasant. Always smelling of perfume. And
I always thought they were pretty nice.
Yeah.
They might be in places of higher stature than a Starbucks or a restaurant.
Or a Chili's.
Or a Chili's,
I mean, I always just kind of thought that guys were just nasty, so...
There are women's bathrooms that have fucking couches in it, which is just straight up
that's totally
unfair.
Cool. That's awesome. I wish we had a couch.
Why do you need a
Actually,
bathroom?
you know what? Considering that Jeff pees all over the place, I don't know if we should have a couch in ours. I can
You're
just see him sitting on the
100%
couch
wrong.
and trying to
You're
make it
100%
from
wrong.
there.
No, you are 100% wrong. I take
How am I 100%?
precautionary measures to make sure everything finds its home nice and proper. You are wrong.
Proper how?
I'll explain to you sometime. I'm not ready to get into that. That'll be for episode 2. You remind me. I'll tell you.
episode 2 or 3.
Episode 2. How
It'll
Jeff
bring people
keeps it
back.
sweet.
Next time on the podcast, Jeff explains how to pee properly.
Oh, finally! I've been waiting for so long to hear. No
I'm a
wonder my
real boy now.
bathroom's soaked. Jeez.
It's something to look forward to. Reed, do you have an answer?
I mean, I don't understand why, but like, there's something about when you go into like the urinals. Mostly, I mean, I'm sure plenty of guys know this, but girls won't necessarily. Like, they have urinals like right next to each other, and it's just sort of common courtesy that you don't stand right next to the other dude that's pissing. You sort of like leave that,
Yeah.
space in between.
Unless you wanna
Especially if
make
there's
friends.
spaces. Yeah. Hey, friend, can I hold that for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like you need some help. Yeah, no,
I
there's
mean,
the
that's
always.
kind of how Jeff and I met. I mean, I just kind of
I
stood
wasn't
next
gonna
to
say
the.
anything, but yeah.
I was gonna, pee in the same trough as he had. So,
Well,
I
it
figured
was
it's
not
moral
a trough.
support.
It was the same urinal. He just stood
Oh,
next
yeah.
to me. Just
Trough,
arched it
urinal,
over
it's
my
kind of
head.
the same thing. I kind of
It's
just
in the same urinal
reached
as him.
over and gingerly squeezed his butt and was like, "Hey, I'm Ace. How
Don't
you
act
doing?"
like you're cool. We held hands, and that's how it happened.
Okay.
It was sweet.
Finally, the origin story
Sometimes-
comes out.
Ace said he's gonna leave after this part of the conversation, so bid adieu to Ace.
Come on, Ace. Are you
I
gonna
love
be
you
back? Are you
guys.
gonna be back after shoving your face full of pizza?
Yeah, come back later after you.
I have to pack also, so probably not tonight, but I will
Are
be
you
back
going?
for round 2.
Are you going to that wedding?
Well, great.
Wedding? What wedding?
The wedding you were talking about
In
with
Maryland.
Nessie.
What?
In Maryland. In Maryland.
Oh, no. In Maine, and that's
Maine.
not for a couple more weeks. Going
Mm.
backpacking tomorrow. Gonna get lost in the woods.
Could you imagine a worse nightmare than backpacking with Ace?
No, that would be pretty
Um,
terrifying.
Who signs up for
I
that?
think that would be like the best thing ever because I'm pretty cuddly. So,
I
you're
mean,
never gonna get cold and
Jeff knows that for sure.
Your
yeah.
beard is itchy. Now get out of here.
All right, we'll
I
talk
think-
to you guys later.
I said
Say
get.
Say hi to Sasquatch.
We'll do.
Good.
Bye.
Don't call Missy Sasquatch. She was a nice person.
Oh well, I didn't meet her, so I wouldn't know.
she actually was pretty nice. And from what Kirsten was saying, Jeff, that's like a really good sign because you haven't liked any of the other girls in his life.
Nope, they're all different degrees of terrible.
Well, that's because
So
Ace
she's the least
himself
amount of
is
terrible,
different
or
degrees of
I mean,
terrible.
yeah, I would like her a lot more if she didn't rip my best friend away from me, but other than that, she's all right.
you make a good point, but I feel like there's some sort of unhealthy attachment that you have with him.
I don't see where you're getting at. I don't.
It's
Do you, okay,
I don't know what you mean.
Be honest. Do you actively
All
have
right.
a plan to get him back to, or get him to move back to Colorado?
I have a couple plans. Who doesn't have plans?
That's
not
the
weird.
that's the unhealthy attachment part right there.
I mean, to be honest,
Just because I'm scheming a kidnapping doesn't mean that's not unhealthy.
it's a
I
little
talk
unhealthy.
to people on the
but,
dark web, and they agree with everything that I plan to set in motion. I have a manifesto. There, I said it. I have a manifesto.
Oh God.
It's
So
all
rumor-
detailed. It's in a perfect cursive, and it's great.
This is
Perfect
not the
cursive.
this is not the platform to talk about your manifesto. You have to do that, I think, on 4chan or
Yeah.
8chan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's the perfect place because if a tree falls in the woods, Kelsey will hear it.
What? Bromance, totally healthy to love other dudes. Oh, absolutely. Not so much that you want to kidnap them from their happy
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Hey, she can visit every other Christmas. We'll work out a system.
So she gets shafted and you get Ace. I feel like she's getting the better end of the deal on this.
Well, yeah. The thing is, I know more than other people that Ace is only tolerable in small doses. That's why I have a perfectly good cage underneath the house. It's perfect. It's got
That's true.
curtains. It's soundproof
Did you-
down there.
Did you work on? Oh God, that is seriously a kidnap hole.
What are you talking
Did
about?
you?
I watched
Did you
Silence of the
fix
Lambs and I
up the
got some
bottom?
good ideas.
Ooh, did you build the well?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it a well.
Just
More
a
of a
giant
pit.
hole.
Just
Okay,
a
cool.
pit.
Yeah. I mean, you already have a dog. He is precious, so.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
we
he's
actually
not.
we have a picture of Starsky right next to all of our icons in the chat. That's
wow.
the second half of the stream is just a nice little picture of Starsky, giving a little happy
Oh.
face.
Did we want to take a break to make sure that everything is getting saved all correctly?
I did actually ask my buddy, who I believe is watching right now, if the VODs can be downloaded, and he is pretty positive. So
Great.
yeah,
I like this confidence we have here. I'm pretty confident.
So, like we were
I
saying
believe you
about my
can do
manifesto, dust in the wind. Who fucking cares?
oh
Oh
man.
jeez. Okay.
Did
Well,
you have any more Reddit questions?
we can trickle those through the rest of the podcast. We can't just do all Reddit all the time. I mean, we can, but let's give it
Reed,
a
what did
couple
you
minutes.
bring to the table?
So what we were talking about in the chat earlier was the fact that 2K Games released their like My Team trailer for NBK or 2K20 for like NBA, and
Yeah.
there's like 20 seconds of gameplay footage of them just like dribbling and then doing layups, and then the rest of the like 2-minute video is just like pachinko and like spin the wheel and loot boxes and all this other shit where
No, I believe they're not called loot boxes. I believe they're called
surprise mechanics.
surprise mechanics, actually.
Oh, well,
It-
that
Yeah.
makes it legit.
it's just incredible about
Totally
like
okay.
how much they're like forcing the gambling mechanics into their sports game that is the exact same thing as it was last year, except there's just more.
Yeah. So beside the point that they are doing loot boxes and they are also doing unskippable ads before their game, the simple fact that they re-release the same game every year is
Now-
so confusing to me.
Surely this
Why
game must be free if they're going to have so many gambling mechanics and advertisements.
Nope.
Absolutely not. It's $60
$60
plus
Say
DLCs
what?
plus all the loot boxes.
Hold on there, sir. Is this $60 American dollars, or are we talking about wampum?
We are talking definitely not about wampum. We are talking about 60 USD dollars from the American wallet.
60 wampum dollars.
It's fucking ridiculous.
You don't carry wampum?
I don't carry
No.
wampum. I don't know what wampum is. I'm concerned about what wampum
I
is.
don't typically carry wampum, no, Jeff.
I'm
We have
terrified.
many wampum. We have more wampum than I know what to does with.
Somebody in the chat named butt stuff with mom just a message stumbled across this gold.
Well, hey, there you go.
We got our first fan.
And what was the name again? Butt stuff?
Butt stuff,
Butt stuff with mom.
Yeah.
Butt stuff with mom. Great.
Oh my
Cool.
god.
Oh man.
That reminds me. There's no.
I know that we need fans and stuff, but hey, butt stuff with mom. Keep moving. Just keep
Love
it
it.
going.
No.
No,
I
the
want
best
him here.
part. There's this lovely subreddit called "Today I Fucked Up."
Yeah.
Oh, and they're usually pretty funny. Like, oh, today I fucked up because I accidentally like sent a naked picture to my mom, or today just random bullshit like that. Apparently, there's one of a multi-year today I fucked up. So it's like it took a long time to figure. Apparently, they found out that their mom has narcissistic and schizophrenic tendencies due to the fact that the mom had the small child put a butt plug in to keep Satan from getting to him. And it wasn't a butt plug, it was a poop plug. So it's like you gotta take your poop plug out, go to the
And is
bathroom,
that how
and then
you
put
introduce our special guest? Like, yay, butt stuff with mom. Welcome to the chat. Like, is that this guy?
yeah, butt stuff with mom. Makes sense to me. I don't know. I just it's today I fucked up. I love that stuff.
Well, thanks for that little tidbit.
Yeah.
So Kelsey says
Ugh.
that she says that they're having fun listening, but we need to keep the inside jokes to a minimum because nobody knows what we're talking about. And
That's
I
fair.
thought I explained very clearly my stance on that. It's a firm no. Think of this as a mystical journey, and I'm just giving you segments of the map. You got to put them together.
Like a
This
lovely
is a game.
puzzle.
It's
Exactly. You could frame it,
A
get some
gradient
puzzle
puzzle.
glue, paint that bitch, put it on your wall. You could look at that later and say, I did something with my life.
oh man.
Frame it and use it for your next thing. Yeah. So back to the 2K19 stuff.
Oh, right.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because we had some pretty good stuff going on there with the fact that they re-release the same game every money for it.
No, like I don't like game. Like if you buy a game, like that should be it. Like DLCs, I'm okay with because you got to make some extra money on the back end. I guess I don't know. I would just say price your game higher. If it's like, oh, we don't have enough money, it's like, okay, charge more for it. Ta-da! I don't like paying money for something that's like, oh, did you want this cool thing? Well, guess what, buddy? You got to give me an extra $5. I hate that, especially when it's like, hey, you want this cool thing? Give me $5. I'll give you a chance at that cool thing. Fuck that shit. But on
Yeah.
the other hand,
Ooh.
I hate basketball games, so fuck it.
The fact that they're like
That's
not
true.
only
That is a shitty game.
not only are they encouraging like the semi questionable gambling stuff like the loot boxes, they're just straight up adding like pachinko into the game, which is just genuinely gambling. And there's a slot machine thing too. Like, how are you not gonna say that that's not encouraging children to gamble? It's the simplest gambling mechanic like ever added, and
And it's usually the worst for the person who's gambling.
yeah, because it's like
you lose the money
instant
the most.
reward. You just watch the pretty colors and you see it spin, and there's that thrill of like maybe I'll win something, and you can just watch it
I
over
love
and over
pretty
again.
colors.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
why I
pretty
play. That's why I play video games. It reminds me of
That's
a
what I'm
simpler
here for. I have all this goddamn money and I need something to throw it at. So
Well, I
there we
mean,
go.
it's different as well for the newer EA games because apparently 2K19 was released across all platforms. So PS4, 360, Xbox One, PC, all that kind of bullshit.
Nintendo Switch?
Oh yeah, Tinder, Bumble, the Switch, all that kind of good stuff.
Oh my.
$3. They sold it for $3.
What
So
was that?
the game. Like, it first came out as $60, and then
Yeah.
it was put on sale basically for a
For
95% discount. So
Oh.
$3, and then they added ads. They added unskippable ads before you could even play the game. So it wasn't something that they released for $60 and it was ads and gambling and all that kind of bullshit. It was release the game, $60, let it play for a little bit, gather a following, sold it for 95% off to kind of screw over the people who already bought it, and then added in the unskippable ads and the gambling, which is pretty and going along with what Reed says, horrible because it's making people get addicted.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Ryan's mic cutting out periodically for anybody
Yeah,
else?
that's me too. I don't know what's going on there.
Okay. Ryan, fix your shit.
What?
Furthermore,
Furthermore, okay.
I had something. I did. Furthermore,
I believe you.
yeah, I guess we should write a strongly worded letter and get this solved because it's gotten out of hand.
It
So-
has gotten out of hand.
Who's got the best penmanship?
Not me. You just said you had a
Kelsey.
perfectly cursive written
I
manifesto.
only have
Jeff.
perfect cursive when it comes to manifestos.
Then write them a manifesto.
So
Reed, you're a fucking genius. Somebody get me my calligraphy set. Papa's got to go to work. Get me my quill.
Man,
yes, but what color ink are you going to use?
Fluorescent.
I knew my
Oh.
wedding gift to you would be useful one day.
The most angry of texts. Anybody else
jeez.
got some stories? I don't really got anything else to say about the 2K stuff. That's bullshit. I suggest you don't buy it, but it's your money.
Yeah, it's their money.
I
It
mean-
is. It's setting up an
Oh, hold
entire
on.
generation.
I got more.
Oop, go
So
for it.
this game's put out by 2K, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who the fuck's putting out them Rockstar games?
What do you mean Rockstar? Like Guitar Hero bullshit? Rock Band?
No, Rockstar, like Grand Theft Auto
The
and
Rockstar.
Red Dead,
That
published by 2K, right?
oh, it is 2K. You're right.
Yeah, who's putting out fucking Borderlands?
Gear-
Yeah, but
Gearbox is developing it, but who's producing it?
I think you're right. I think it is.
Developer is Gearbox Software. Publisher is 2K Games.
Yikes.
Yeah, so get ready for some fuckery. I'm buying the $60 base game, and they can keep their stupid skins, and they can keep their DLCs. If I still care about that game in 3 months when the DLC comes out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, so I know you guys probably don't know much about this, but on the same topic of video games and something shady going down with 2K and Gearbox, Epic Games, the people that made Fortnite, have been
Yeah.
pissing off a lot of people on the internet that
For
are like
no good
PC
reason.
players because they keep like buying out developers to put like an exclusivity deal on their store where like for example I'm pretty sure Borderlands 3 will be on the Epic store for like a year before it comes out
No, it's
on
not a
Steam.
year.
Is it 6
It's
months?
not a year. It's 6 months. Yeah.
Okay, but it's just like
I mean but that shit is it's normal. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Destiny 2. Bungie was that EA?
is Activision.
Activision. Thank you. Bungie was with Activision. Activision had a exclusivity deal with Sony, and so everyone on a PS4, exclusives to exotics and strikes for 6 months to a year. Some of them I think were as bad as 2 years. I'm not saying that's good. It's horrible because people are missing out on one or two things, but at the same time, I mean we're usually paying for that. It's part of the DLC pack.
Yeah, I mean
So it's kind of a
Well,
Sony
Sony paid to have that extra content, so
exactly.
I have the solution for the PC issue. I have a solution for Destiny issues. Buy a fucking PlayStation. Ta-da! Put a little bow on it.
well that's
Put it under your Christmas tree.
that's what
Solve your
Sony
problems.
wants, right? Like that's the whole reason that they pay them and get the exclusivity
Well,
deals is
give
so that people
Sony what
use
they
their
want. Do you think you're better than Sony? No.
I just think it's sort of silly because like even the I think like the like CEO of Epic Games was talking about how like their whole sort of system of where they're paying all of these developers like a ton of money is he was saying it was like it wasn't profitable. At least right now it's not. From what some of my other buddies are saying is that like the Epic Store does offer more money to go to the developers, like in the end, like the certain split that they're getting. But there's just so many like user side, quality of life things that Steam has that the Epic Store doesn't, and it's.
Well, then buy your fucking game on the other platform. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, and I understand what people are coming with when it comes down to Epic versus Steam versus Origin.
Oh God!
It's a little
Origins.
Epic.
Oh no!
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Oh no!
It's the same thing. Steam's been at it for 15 years. They've had the player base for I think about 10 to 12 years before other places came in. So they have they have the player base. So when Epic and Origins, all those kind of guys came in, they're trying to butt in on this huge, this huge gamer player base, and they're trying to bring people away from them, and they're failing a lot. Epic had huge problems with account information being stolen and like credit card information, passwords, all that kind of crap. Origin, I mean, it's absolute crap.
Garbage.
People, yeah, I mean, it's just one of the trashiest versions. I have it on my Mac, and I use it for anything. It's disgusting.
It's pretty bad.
No good whatsoever.
Papa Bird Jeff is here to feed you again, baby birds, with a little bit of advice. Go the fuck outside. There you go. Problem solved. PCs are only for doing taxes and spreadsheets. That's about it.
I'm not saying it's the end all be all of things. I agree. I have and I would much rather play on there. Reed is the only one here who is a dirty PC gamer, and I already wrote a story about that for him.
You're nasty.
There are some games that I play on the PC because I can't play them on like the PlayStation.
Sure, you can put your PC on top of the PlayStation.
Exactly.
Help it learn through osmosis.
That was a bad dad joke. That was beautiful.
You're a bad dad
Thank
joke. Fuck you.
I said it was beautiful. Calm down.
Oh, I thought you said bad. My bad.
Well, no, it was a bad dad joke, but it was beautiful at the same
time. Fuck you. All right.
Conflicting emotions I'm getting from you here. It's difficult to understand.
I come in hot, Ryan. Don't you ever forget it.
I never will.
Okay, can we talk about something more fun? I don't care about Epic Game Stores.
That's fair. That's fair. Did you have any other good stories from Reddit, Ryan?
Yeah.
I got distracted by video games. Give me a second. I'll find another one.
I got some. You find another one. Here's my topic. And we might have to ask this one again or like more times later because it's a good one, but like Ace isn't here. Anyway, what's your favorite story about somebody else who's on this podcast?
Gosh, I'm trying to think of any good Jeff stories.
What?
There's a lot of them.
There are good Jeff stories.
Just none come to mind.
Well, no, I mean all of them are like the drunk Jeff stories that you've told me.
Yeah.
Those ones are fun. Like
if you have a favorite, I mean, pick one.
I mean, it's hard to remember the details, but one that I remember that I just laugh at the most. We were playing Wildlands, and I don't know, we were talking about exes at some point because I think I just broken up with Ariella. And you're like, hey man, that's cool. Like that Areola girl was totally fun and not cool to hang out with. And I'm like, whatever. Like she was a fun person. You're like, hey, remember the time where I was a super drunk person in college? I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah. I had plenty of girlfriends. I don't remember a single damn one of them. They don't matter. I'm like, oh, thanks.
I guess similarly, the story that Jeff was telling me about how he had like broken up with the 4-year like relationship and then saw the same girl. Was it 3 months or 6 months, Jeff?
It was like 4 months later.
Okay.
I saw her at Starbucks and I had no idea who she was. I was like, that chick was familiar.
Stared at her deep into the eyes and said, nope, don't know.
I figured it out. It just took.
Yeah, but how long after did it take you to figure it out?
Well, I'm looking across the Starbucks and I'm there editing the podcast, and like this girl just keeps looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, man, something about that face. I swear I've seen that face before. Then she like jumps on the phone call and like runs out the door, and then like after she's out the door, I was like, wait a minute, I know her.
You're like, I know that look of disgust and running away.
But now are these? Yeah. Now hold on, let me ask you this. Are these just like stories that you actually liked about me, or are these just stories I told you lately? Because I just told you that story like 4 days ago.
That was a funny story.
Me, I like that. I remember that story. That was definitely about the Wildlands time that we were playing. So that was a while, and I definitely do like that story.
All right.
I'll say that like a lot of the stories that I have with you guys are just over video games, so I'm just trying to consider any of them that were like that are noteworthy.
I have a great one about Reed, my favorite Reed story.
Go for it.
We were gonna go see Detective Pikachu with little Ace guy came over from Washington because his gatekeeper let him flee the coop and come back home to Papa Bird.
Gatekeeper.
Yes.
Again, completely healthy. I have no concerns whatsoever.
And we were going to go on a hot date over to see that Detective Pikachu. And we invited Reed and said, Reed, come with us and view Detective Pikachu. And he said, I cannot. I'm busy at a barbecue. And we were all sad. So then we went to dinner. Took way too long. We come walking into the movie like just before the thing starts. And who's sitting in our row but fucking Reed? He didn't have to go to a barbecue.
Hey,
he was at the movie.
No.
But
Fuck
I wish you would have said something because our asses were definitely 20 minutes late.
I did have to go to a barbecue. I spent like 30 minutes and then I went fuck this shit. I'm gonna go see Detective Pikachu with my buddies.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
I spent like 30 minutes there, and then I drove the like hour it took to get down to the movie theater. And I'm sitting in the row, and there were these two people just like macking it.
Oh yeah, remember that? Oh, Reed, tell that story.
I forgot about that.
We're just chilling, like waiting for the movie to start, and there's these two. I don't know if they were both girls or if like if the one
It
was
was
a guy.
definitely one girl and then a guy that was either like
Like-
that cool guy look, where you kind of look like a chick, or it was another chick.
It was
You know
Hard
that
to say.
story. You know
really
that look
hard to
pretty
tell.
well, don't you?
really hard to tell. But anyways, so like they're sitting there and both have their like seats reclined all the way back. I swear they had like a blanket over them too. And they're just leaning back, and you can tell that they're just going at it like as close as you could get without taking clothes off. And
Some
it's
clothes might have come off.
might have come off. But it's just like it's at the kids, like showing of Detective Pikachu, and they're in the back corner of the room, and it's sort of like a train wreck. You kept wanting to look, but you didn't really want to.
Oh, I stared right at it. It was like President Trump during the eclipse. I was looking straight at that thing.
And
you needed to wear sunglasses.
Jeff just turns and
Yeah,
looks at us
fuck
and
that.
goes, "Is anyone else disturbed by this?" And I'm like, "Yep." And Kirsten's like, "Yep." And so then Jeff went and left and like got somebody. But by the time that lady like came in and like said something to them, they were sort of like half done, and she just like asked them to stop and like sit up and whatever, and they
And they didn't.
uncomfortably.
So then she stood there.
She just
But here's the part that
watched
you
them.
guys didn't see, because I like go walking out to go find like an usher, and I can't find anybody. So I find the ticket taker, like 16-year-old, and I'm like, hey, yeah. So there's like these like 14-year-old kids like really going at it in the movie theater. So do you have like a flashlight or something, or like some trash can lids we could bang at them?
Stop it! Stop that!
Like they're feral raccoons. Just be like, get out of here.
But
they're 14-year-olds. They're one step above feral raccoon.
It was just so awkward, and the fact that like Kelsey brought her daughter, right?
Yes.
And so it's just like why do it at that movie, right? Go to
Seriously.
Go to a different like adult movie, and then maybe, but like still people are gonna be disturbed by it.
Or here's what you do. You can go to any movie. Don't come to a movie that just came out that fucking day. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a little crowded.
Or, don't fuck in a theater.
Yeah.
Go to your car or go home. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. 14-year-olds don't have those. That's why
They
they're at the
don't.
movie theater.
That's fair.
it's true, but they're paying money to fuck. I mean,
Have you ever been in middle school? Jesus Christ, man. Come on. I gotta explain this to you.
I sure have.
How was chess club, bro?
I don't know chess club. The drama class was.
You played checkers. Reed.
I
have a
didn't
question for you.
understand chess.
Yes, Jeff.
Is that butt mom lady still watching?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
I miss them already.
It's a sad day.
What about your friend? Is your friend watching?
I think so. He hasn't said anything, but I recognize like the beginning of the name. I just don't know what his Twitch
Where do
name
you
is.
see this?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
So in OBS, like I can see the display that I've got set up, and like the one half is the picture of Starsky in the back of like the truck. And
Can
then the
we
second,
see this or no?
Yeah, I posted it in the Facebook group.
Let's check that out.
And then the other half is like zoomed in on the podcast channel, and you can see like who's talking and when.
Oh, okay.
And then above that, I can see the Twitch chat.
Are we streaming to Twitch too?
Well, so cause
Oh, I
YouTube
see.
has a 24-hour wait period where you have to ask them nicely for permission to stream on their channel or on their website. And I didn't know that, and I did it a couple hours ago, but it was like, yeah, you need to wait 24 hours. So, womp womp.
Okay. Ryan, hit me with some Reddit.
Should.
Okay, here
Nope.
you
Now
take time to look. I have another story. I mean,
There we go.
I know both of you guys have heard the story multiple times at this point, but you asked, like good stories of people that are here, and it's still one of my favorite things that Ace Guy has like said directly to me is when I like first met you guys. So we were playing Destiny at the time. I want to say it was for King's Fall, probably. And so it was probably like we had been raiding for multiple hours, and it was probably around like 1 a.m. on like Sunday night into Monday morning, and I'm just a 16-year-old child, and I'm going, hey guys, I do want to beat this raid and all, but like, could we maybe do this tomorrow night? Because I gotta sleep. I've got school in the morning. And
I think we all collectively yelled at you at that point.
pretty much. But then Jeff was like, oh, that's cool. Where do you go to school? Well, no, I don't think this was Jeff. Jeff isn't that nice. I think maybe it was probably Kirsten that went like, hey, that's cool. Where do you go to school? And then I'm like, I'm still in high school. And then Ace goes, there's no way that you're still in high school. You, like, with how deep your voice is, you sound like a 40-year-old man with 2 mortgages and 3 kids. And
You think Ace said that?
Was it not Ace?
Yeah, it wasn't Ace. Come on, think about Ace's humor. You think he comes up with 2 mortgages and 3 kids?
Okay. Well, maybe I don't. Was it you, Jeff?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
So what a lovely memory about Jeff.
what a lovely
Thank
memory
you.
about Jeff. Maybe
Let my narcissism rage.
So
I think one of my dearest memories about like the original year of gaming with you guys was
Reed wasn't finished.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Continue.
Hold that thought. Put a pin in it, button.
I sure am.
I was pretty much finished, but yeah, it was just really funny, especially to like just realize that I always knew my voice was a little deep, but just to consider the fact
Jesus Christ
that you guys thought that I was
Again,
a middle-aged man when I was only 16 and in high school, and I felt so bad because we were really close to beating the raid. I just needed to go to school at like 7 in the morning, so.
And then we had to take 20 minutes to get to the bottom of your age, because I did not believe you were 16. I thought this was a Chris Hansen situation. I was getting set the fuck up.
What did I like add you guys on Facebook, and that's how you found out that I was actually like a small child?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I'm sure there was some sort of investigation.
You're not a small child.
well, okay, I was a wee lad, all right.
In age alone.
Yes.
In stature, nay.
No, not in stature.
6'4" tall motherfucker.
Aren't you taller than me, Ryan?
Sure am, but I just wanted to say it. Hey, you know what, Kelsey? If you have to make jokes about us talking to a 16-year-old kid, you're gonna have to start a podcast. You can't just type it out. Come on.
Yes, she's like, oh, this isn't making you guys sound like pedophiles at all. Hey, fuck you. That makes us all pedophiles. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So me.
Yeah, says the girl that goes around and plays Pokemon Go
Plus-
with 13-year-olds.
Yeah, Kelsey. You think you're on your high horse. And another thing, let me tell you this. I forgot.
Oh, that's good.
Come on, Jeff. What are we talking
I was
about?
reading what she was saying, and it totally went out of my head. I'll think of it later. Or I won't.
Or I won't. I think one of the best early raid group memories is at some point I was still at the old place I used to live at called the Swamp, and it didn't have the chicken coop. Yes, a converted chicken coop.
That ain't for people.
And before I moved,
That's not for people. That's for chickens.
it's converted, so it's now for people. We kick the chickens out. Kelsey, fix your face.
Yeah.
So this is before I moved my my PS4 and TV into the main house, And you guys were like, Ryan, get on. We need to beat Kingsfall. It's like, I can't. Like, I don't have good internet. And every time I try to connect, it kicks me off every 5 fucking minutes. And we were pretty close. I think this is the same time that Reed needed to go to Betty by because it was super late and he was, again, a 16-year-old child. So I spent, I think, a good 3 hours playing Destiny 2 off of my phone's data plan.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Off the hotspot. I remember that. Yeah.
Everyone's just like, Ryan, your connection shit. I'm like, let me double check something. I go offline for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I come back, and everyone's like, wow, your connection's so much better. It's like, cool guys, let's do this. And didn't say anything, and we beat it. And you're like, awesome. How'd you fix your internet? It's like, I didn't. I'm on my phone.
It's like only costing me like $20 per minute. But
It only cost me like $20. But we beat the raid.
we did indeed beat that raid.
Are you guys excited for the DLC stuff coming out, or does it look meh?
No, I'm actually pretty excited. I think Miho is just super.
God, he's salty.
He's super salty. He's super
He's
min-max
so
everything.
salty.
Gotta find the god roll everything. You can't do this without that. And that's, I mean, yeah, Destiny 2. You do need a little bit of a better roll, but I mean, if you have a
Yeah,
gun with subpar rolls, it's
I-
not going to make you worse at the game.
I'm gonna like intentionally.
Miho needs to roll outside and get a fucking life.
That is also very true.
I've
So I mean, with the new stuff that's coming out, it is going to be a little bit. So you do have a little bit more, transmog situation where, oh, that looks cool, but the mods are crap. Now you can be like, cool, I like that piece of armor, and now it's going to be pretty good because I was able to put the mods I want on it.
yeah.
That's awesome. That does give you more.
Oh, I'm sure it'll go exactly like that. That's exactly how it'll go, right? Just like the last time they added mods.
I feel like you've been hurt by Bungie before, haven't you?
Have they given us any reason to trust them ever?
We all
Absolutely
have
not.
been hurt like detrimentally by Bungie and their bullshit.
They fucking year one fell in a hole, and then they spent 3 years digging out of it, and then they fell right back in the hole.
They turned around and fell right
that
back
was,
in.
That was a good one. That was a
What
good
are you
little.
doing?
Destiny is like crack. You know it's bad for you. You know you're gonna get hurt by it, but you just
Crack is bad for you?
You just keep
I
going
don't know,
back
man.
to it.
Then I feel like I went through rehab because I tried playing it the other day, and I was like, "Fuck this! This is so
Well, because
stupid.
it's
I don't
not
even know what I'm
actually
doing."
changed
Well,
yet.
dude, you haven't been playing for so long.
It also hasn't
so many
changed
hoops.
anything yet. Like they haven't released the DLC, so of course it's just playing
No,
Destiny 2 again.
Jeff hasn't played since before the season of the Drifter, so
Yeah.
everything to do with Gambit Prime, he has to go through. Everything to do with the Menage through hoops to get to. Everything.
I didn't do any of that shit either.
Yeah. So when you logged in, you got like 30 pages of like, "Hey, guy, go over and see this fucking ball buster and get a fucking
But
bowling
I
ball
haven't
full of
signed in
bullshit."
because Miho's
with
wrong.
all of that, Destiny 2 being released in October, they're starting off with Destiny First Light. It's free. You don't have to jump through hoops to play everything you want. All of the first 2 years is available for free to play right away for anyone who jumps
Well,
on.
I already bought that shit, so that affects me not at all.
It affects you perfectly because they're breaking the seasons and the DLCs down where you can be like, cool, I'm playing the base game where all the cool shit's already happened. And if I want different things, like if there's another menagerie that you really want to jump in on, you can purchase the season with all the cool
Isn't a
extra crap.
menagerie like a collection of birds?
No, that's a
What
murder.
is
Oh
it?
no, it's murder of crows.
No, I'm thinking of
Menagerie is
Aviary?
My brain went cross-eyed.
An aviary?
no, menagerie is a collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibition.
Oh, you're right. I was way off. My bad.
I just said, holy fuck, you're right. Calm down.
Oh. Well, your mic is breaking up on your ghetto internet, so do you want to try like using your phone or something?
I'll jump in here. So I just know that Miho is wrong because, like, yeah, he's making such a big point that, like, if you jump on and play now, that you'll get the stuff that, will give you a boost before you start playing. But we all know that none of it fucking matters because once the
Yeah,
DLC comes out,
that's what I told him. I was like, I
none of that
fucking did
shit's
this
gonna
shit.
help. Yeah.
I did this shit a year ago. I know. Like, yeah,
So
that's what I was trying to tell him. It's like, and instantly that shit was irrelevant.
yeah, it's
Like,
it's
hey, here's a
completely
blue that's
irrelevant.
better. So,
It's just to let you grind for right now to keep people playing before the DLC comes out.
which is all that game is. You just like you're grinding. I hate grinding. I want to do something new. I don't want to grind anything.
Yeah. Which is sort of why I was mad that they didn't make like a hard mode for the raid for Forsaken, because
Oh yeah, because that's what I would have loved. Doing that fucking raid even harder. That'd have been fun.
okay, that's fair.
Okay,
I don't think I ever actually beat it. I mean,
Now you sound like you're in a tin can. You went back to your earpods, didn't you?
I had to. I don't have a connection for.
you're
Don't
real,
you have like
you're real
earphones
quiet.
that you could just plug into your computer or phone and then just use the mic on that?
What? Guess what?
Chicken butt.
Yeah, you got it. No, iPhone doesn't have a headphone jack.
You idiot. You bought that.
I can't laugh because I did the same thing.
Enjoy that cult, you fucking nerd. That's awesome. All right, well, Ryan, go back to your other way. No,
yeah,
you sound worse.
The
So
other
go back
way was better.
and then hit me with a Reddit question, and then let's call this thing a do.
Yeah.
A do. Let's call this thing done.
Adieu?
A do. I don't know.
Adieu.
I've used that twice tonight. I never use that word. I don't know. Weird things happen on the pod. What could you say?
Also, next time we're not allowing Kelsey to just sit in here. It's unacceptable.
I mean, she's gonna have to grow some balls and like fucking talk. Like,
Yeah.
just don't be a pussy. Like, it's so easy.
I'm a girl. I don't have balls.
Yeah, you do. They're
can't-
called ovaries.
You
Get
can't just
over yourself.
you can't just jump in at the end of the podcast and then
That's why I
decide to
said you
speak
have
for the
to get
last 4
some
minutes.
balls. I know. Here she comes, like with her fucking wiffle ball bat of truth.
God, I'm
Kelsey,
not finding anything good. Anyway, Kelsey, hit us with something that we can talk about.
give us something to talk about for 5 minutes.
Tell me what the lamest movie you've ever seen was.
Do we want to talk about Dawn of Justice? The Batman versus Superman one?
That's pretty bad.
Take care of Martha. Why did you say that name? And now they're friends.
And that's
What?
That's how friendships happen.
Yep. Every person whose mother's name is Sandy, I am instantly best friends with, even if I wanted to kill them, not 2 seconds beforehand.
Yeah. If you have the same mom name.
Yep. Yep.
Is that your final say so, Reed?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty bad.
Give us a reason. Come on. I mean, pick one of the many reasons that you have.
It just hurt so bad to watch like all of this build up and them, fighting for what? It was like 3 minutes and then that was done. And then oh yeah, now we got to work together.
So my answer to this question is more of a bash on Kelsey. Because in today's age of streaming shit, nobody watches a bad movie. You get 20 minutes in and you turn the bad movie off. That's what happened with Justice League. We got to the part where Jason Momoa was like flexing his titty up there in Alaska, and we were like, nope, we're good. That's enough of that. This is some silly shit.
Yeah, that's what I should have done with Aquaman. As soon as he started flexing his titties, I should have turned it off.
That's what you gotta do. If there's too much titty flexing and your name is not Chris Hemsworth, you gotta go.
Ooh, all right. That's setting some shit up there. All right, cool.
I don't know what you mean, but yeah.
I did have that one question that I liked from earlier, talking about the like how would you end a date if you didn't like click with the other person. I wanted to know like what Jeff's answer to that would be, especially since I
had this happen when I was a single, Jeff. I'll tell you what happened. I'd met this girl and she was a ballerina and she thought she was hot shit. So we went to this like place in Old Town Arvada that like like just like a little taverny type thing, which I don't drink, so I'm just kind of like, I had to make me different mocktails, and I was like, now just make the frilliest mocktail that you possibly can, and they'd be like, well, like what, like kind of like flavor? I'm like, hey, the frillier the better. I want plastic swords. I want little umbrellas. Go crazy. This is your moment. You grew that little mustache. This is your moment. Make me proud. And so they'd bring me some bullshit. Anyway, you could just tell that we weren't hitting it off whatsoever. So that it was just like walked back to the cars, gave her I think I didn't even give her like a handshake or like a high five or anything. I was like, well, that was fun. See ya. And then she had this look on her face of just like, wait, what? You were supposed to. You were supposed
Pure,
to
just
try to
unadulterated. How dare you?
And I was just like, peace out. I just went up and probably played Destiny with you guys. I was just like, all right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, no, I was
Just the look on her face was funny because she thought that she was so great.
Well,
I was just like,
hey, Reed, there should never be a point where you are stuck in a place where you can't be like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Deuce.
Yeah.
I've got another story.
First dates shouldn't be a movie and a dinner and dessert and coffee afterwards. You shouldn't plan for a whole fucking day together. A cup of coffee, a drink at a bar. What Jeff did was perfect. Like, have a conversation. I'm not feeling it. At the end of the date, you can give him a hug. You can say deuces. You can say, give him a kiss on the cheek. Whatever. What do you want to do? It shouldn't be a, oh my God, I'm feeling nothing with this person. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? It's like, all right, cool. Like, you're not feeling this. I'm not feeling this. Bye.
Yeah, I guess the bigger question was for me, especially since I'm probably gonna end up trying to go on dates and stuff in the future.
You're thinking about dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that like in the situation where maybe like they're into it, but like I'm really not. How do I just like end that amenably, right? Other than
I wouldn't worry about it.
I guess that's fair.
Like,
If I'm a dick, it won't matter.
Don't worry about it. Take it as a compliment. Someone's interested in you. Awesome. You're totally, attractive, and someone wants to date you. Too bad you don't like them back. Like,
that's
again,
like worrying
deuces.
about how you're gonna get a scratch in your Ferrari fixed. Like, let's cross that bridge when we get
when we
there.
get to it. That's fair. It's not something like too bad to worry about. I guess.
I mean, shit. That happened with me a couple of months. I mean, talking to this girl. We wanted to meet up. Have a, she came at the back end of me hanging out with friends at this brew pub and grabbed a beer. Totally had chemistry while talking to each other on, like, we were texting. Totally had chemistry. Everything was having fun, and then we met up in person. It's like, yeah, you're cool, but yeah, this is not gonna go anywhere at all. So cool. Gave you a hug, walked you to your car, and deuces. Like, there shouldn't be a fear. Again, a scratch in the Ferrari. You still have a fucking Ferrari. Get
I
a red
think what you
Sharpie,
should
color it
do
in.
is kick him in the taint.
Do you throw him in a van?
Try to steal their purse. Reed, I think that's what you should do.
Okay, bro.
And Kelsey, to go back to your question, The Last Airbender was absolutely the worst movie that I have ever seen.
And by the way, The Last Airbender, I just imagine M. Night Shyamalan or whatever, like, listens to this. He somehow stumbled upon it. He's bored.
And the last thing he hears is me sign off.
Before we all go, he's like, oh.
Worst movie. And he's like, damn it.
He's like, oh, my pride. God damn it. I thought I was in the same place.
It was so bad. None of the people looked anything like they were supposed to. Some of them had weird ass fucking accents that none of them were supposed to have. They took out so much stuff that made sense in the TV show that just, I mean, obviously it's a smaller time to put all your shit together, but like, it just sucks. Oh, it sucks so bad.
Would agree.
Everyone was white except for Aang, who was like a small monk-looking kid, like Buddhist monk, but everyone else was white. And I'm like, that, and they're all throwing around accents like they own the place.
I don't see color, Ryan. I'm not a racist like you.
Well, that sucks because you probably love the Last Airbender movie, and I disrespect you a lot if you do.
I watch the Blu-ray from time to time.
Do you partake in the Last Airbender every once in a
I have myself a little bender on an airbender.
while? All right, I feel you. I feel you.
That was a great
Don't
joke.
do that. That's disgusting.
A bender on an airbender, he said.
That's
Fantastic.
11-year-old. That's 11-year-old kid. Good job.
All right, you cute little muffin balls. I gotta go to bed so I can go hike.
Alright.
And this has been a podcast with the IronWolfpack.
Indeed, it has been.
Tell people where to find our stuff.
We've got a
Once
YouTube
we have
channel.
stuff.
We've got
Once we have stuff. Well, we have a YouTube channel.
We've got a Reddit account that you can follow. We also have a gaming Facebook group, and
Just saying that we have it doesn't help them find it, you nerd.
If you search the Iron Wolfpack, one space between the and iron, no other spaces between Iron Wolfpack on Reddit, you can find it there. The same thing for our gaming platform. Basically, anything to do with the Iron Wolfpack is us. We are awesome. Come play video games with us. Read YouTube.
Unless it's that guy who fiddles his mom. I don't want nothing to do with that.
I feel like it's his mom who fiddles with his butt.
I don't care.
It could work
I
either
want
way.
nothing to. Oh, well, if you put it that way, then actually, let's be friends.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
I didn't know the mom was fiddling. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, that's fine.
Makes more sense now.
Well, when you say it like that.
we're gonna end the stream there, and we'll be back
YouTube.
next week.
Read.
The YouTube,
Where else can they find us?
The YouTube is under the same name as the stream name, and
Twitch and YouTube and Reddit.
yes.
Oh, jeez.
Well, this has been a real treat, boys.
Yeah, we'll have to work
Sure
this shit
has.
out eventually. Get a better intro and outro.
If we were to take this pilot episode to a network, they would shit all over us.
Yeah.
But we're going to be a lot better in the next 50 episodes. At the end of the 50th episode, if you can put together the puzzle that Jeff has given you over the course of the time, then you win a gold star.
I'm planning a dramatic storm off, so get ready for that. When's it coming? Episode 3, 4? I don't know. When am I going to leave? All right, hey guys, I have
Hopefully
one
now.
last question for you.
Oh,
What is adorable and disappears suddenly?
I was going to say Starsky because that's a lot better looking than Jeff, but
that's true.
you know how it is.
Goodbye.